They used to be something only the military could afford. But tonight, WBTV investigates small drone aircraft flying in our skies. Google the words "buy a drone," plenty of options pop up.
Now you can afford one for only a few $100s. And reporter Kristen Miranda uncovered people using this technology that can see into your home.
They come in shapes and sizes you might not notice. Some like birds, others like bugs. They might look like smaller versions of stealth jets. We found this internet video, a man who flew his drone over the entire city of Raleigh. Some might even consider this a kind of drone. Isaac Burnett is a hobbyist. He flies radio-controlled aircraft like this quadcopter with a GoPro camera attached. You can go up 400 feet.
You can go up 400 feet. That's your limit.
He can see what the average person can't, watching from the ground in real time. And so you can watch this as it's flying.
Yep.
He follows federal regulations, stays on the up and up, takes nature pictures, shots of other hobbyists flying their aircraft. So you're not peeping in my windows?
No.
That's not your thing?
No, and the wife won't like that.
Advanced drones, though, some are flying computers that can see and hear.
Think about if your smartphone suddenly could fly anywhere you wanted it to go, remote controlled. And we're talking up to a mile from the controller.
They were created for dangerous military missions, too dangerous for humans to go along. Now, says cyber expert Teresa Payton, drones are becoming more affordable for the rest of us.
They're not that expensive anymore. You could get a drone for as little as $300 that has that audio and video capability.
How clear are the pictures?
As good as this picture I'm in right now.
Jude Charles Pierre sells all kinds of flying things at his Charlotte shop, and he's seen how drones can be used for good.
Business owners that have come by, like say a roofer, and they'll buy these and set them up to get, instead of climbing on a roof.
They're used for TV commercials, by police to track missing people, by Border Patrol. Unfortunately, bad guys, drug dealers, terrorists, even people who just want to spy can get them too.
They can see through your skylight with amazing clarity. They can hear through the walls of your house with amazing clarity and audio fidelity. And so all of those things, you know, that we all take for granted for our privacy, those are going to be infringed upon.
Add to that laws that haven't caught up with the technology.
The laws absolutely don't know anything about drones, and so they've barely caught up to smartphones. Law enforcement's really trying to understand, so is it a plane, and so is it in regulated airspace? Is it video surveillance, and do you have to ask permission of everybody who's on that video before you make it public or use it for evidence? Is it evidence?
And drone technology only continues to improve. Teresa says lawmakers must start anticipating how drones could be abused and factor that in when crafting laws that allow for their use while still protecting the privacy we hold dear. Kristen Miranda, WBTV, on your side.
Remember, some of these are flying computers, which means they can be hacked. Teresa is concerned and says you should be too about how data collected by advanced drones is protected. If you want to hear more about using quadcopters for good, you can watch the web exclusive video there. It's right there on our website, WBTV.com.
That is fascinating stuff where we're headed. Well, our summer-like heat we're experiencing will come with summer-like storms starting tomorrow.
Chief Meteorologist Eric Thomas is live in the First Alert Weather Center. Eric.
Okay, Molly and Paul, thank you. Yeah, the air mass around the Carolinas in the southeast slowly but surely becoming more and more unstable. All right, Scott Clark's Toyota City WeatherNet. You see how the sun gave way just a little bit at sunset, but I love this camera because you can see how we clouded over even after dark at A.T. Allen Elementary School near Concord, 69 degrees. So there it is, what Paul and Molly just talked about, the heat hanging around. And that means the storms are going to get in here, and they're going to hang around as well. Now, what does that mean for the All-Star race Saturday night? It means you need to watch the forecast closely, especially on Saturday when we start tracking some storms in the region. So the numbers again near 70 around Charlotte, quickly falling off to about 59 though in Lenoir, and then leveling from that point all the way up into the Blue Ridge. So the temperatures have really jumped up, but they're not continuing to move upwards. So another mild start tomorrow, 67 degrees. That'll get your attention. That is a mild out-the-door number. But what I want to point out is you'll see to the west, the numbers are very even all the way back into the middle of the country. So that means there's not a source of even higher heat coming our way. So yes, we've jumped up. Now I think we'll kind of just level off. 82 through the noon hour. Your hour-by-hour forecast will take you up to about 86 by late tomorrow afternoon. It's another warm one, no doubt. 81 by 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. All right, so looking ahead again, what can we expect? Well, today's high 83, a couple of hot days, and in fact, you'll notice over the next 7 days, as we described yesterday, it does not appear that there will be one day below normal. How about that? All right, so the weak front, I don't expect much of an impact out of this as it just hovers north of the Virginia border, but a different story. You see this storm center out over the middle of the country. Now, I'm not looking for a direct hit out of this, but anything that is bounded by this front to the north and all of this moisture and warm air across the southeast, this is all fair game. It's now becoming very unstable. That means it's warm, it's humid, it's buoyant, and it can rise and form those clouds and thunderstorms. So with that said, the tornado watch still over Dixie right now, northeast Louisiana. Had a tornado warning there within the last hour, but things are settling down as this now moves into Mississippi, but you'll see some scattered activity even out ahead of it in Alabama. So the risk for storms tomorrow just scattered across the Carolinas and much of the southeast. The highest chance for severe weather will be contained around the southern half of Mississippi. Going forward, here's your future cast. You'll see the cluster of storms still hanging around the Tennessee Valley, but notice around 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, things do begin to get just a little bit busy around here. But the all-important now future cast on Saturday, there it is, a bit busier. That radar looking active 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon. There's your 8 o'clock Saturday evening. And even by Saturday night and into Sunday morning, we are still going to be in basically the same pattern. So again, not a washout, but scattered thunderstorms, a prominent factor. 87 Friday, mid-80s Saturday, and then low 80s from Sunday into the early part of next week, with those thunderstorms still spotting the area. So the all-star race at 9 o'clock, temperature about 75. That's the way it looks. Molly and Paul?
Okay, thanks a lot, Eric.
Well, tonight in NOTA, the 34th Annual Police Community Relations Awards presented 20 deserving men and women with plaques commemorating their service to Charlotte. I had the distinct pleasure of introducing their boss, Chief Monroe, who celebrates his 5-year anniversary in Charlotte next month. As always, the Chief gave a stirring speech and sincere congratulations to all the men and women who wear the badge. We thank you.
Great you were there, Paul.
Delano is up next. He'll have sports.